I realized the truth the moment I checked my phone at the airport. My flight had been changed. Not delayed, not rescheduled, changed by him. And while I waited alone with my suitcase, he was out there driving another woman home. The woman he promised wasn't anything. But that night, something inside me cracked loud enough for me to hear my own heart say, "This ends with you rising, not breaking." The airport was unusually quiet for a Friday night. People hurried past me with messy buns, backpacks, sleeping children, and confused eyes, but I sat there frozen, staring at the message glowing on my screen. Your new flight departs tomorrow at 5:40 p.m. My original flight was in 20 minutes. I felt my heart pounding in my ears. It didn't make sense. I had triple-checked the booking. I even carried screenshots in case the app malfunctioned. So why, how, had my ticket been changed? My first instinct was to call him. Arham, my fiancé, my claim to forever. The man who insisted I travel this weekend to attend a work conference because it would be good for my career, and because he couldn't take time off to drop me. He picked up on the third ring. His voice was soft, annoyingly gentle. "Hey babe, you at the airport?" I said, my voice low, controlled. "But my flight is tomorrow now. Someone changed it." There was a pause. A dangerous pause. "Oh? That's strange," he murmured. "Maybe the airline don't," I cut in. I called them. They said the ticket was changed at 4:17 p.m., logged in from your email. Another silence. Longer. He breathed out slowly, as if preparing his excuse like a script he'd rehearsed. "Sana had an emergency," he said finally. She needed a ride from her office. Her car broke down. Sana. My stomach twisted the second he said her name. He'd always introduced her as just an old friend, someone who needed help restarting her life, someone he couldn't turn away because she had no one else, a friend who constantly messaged him late. At night. A friend he always stepped outside to talk to. A friend he swore had no feelings for him. A friend who somehow needed him every time I needed him. "So you changed my flight," I whispered, each word trembling. "You changed my entire plan so you could go help her." "I didn't think it was a big deal," he said. And that sentence right there felt like a slap. "It's one night, love. I figured you'd understand." Understand. Another code word for tolerate. "I waited for you to pick me up," he added, and I could almost hear him shrugging. But Sana was stranded. I had no choice. "You had a choice," I replied quietly. "You just didn't choose me." I ended the call before he could string more excuses together. For a long moment I sat in the corner of the airport, watching people rushing to catch flights that were still theirs, flights no one had taken from them. The ache behind my ribs grew heavy, pressing into my lungs until breathing felt like swallowing broken glass. This wasn't the first time he had chosen her. It wasn't even the 10th. The signs had been there, written in bolder ink each month, the sudden late-night meetings, the unread messages from me that he responded to only when convenient, the way his phone always flipped face down when she texted, and the way he always defended her, even when she crossed boundaries. But tonight was different. Tonight wasn't an accident. Tonight wasn't a misunderstanding. Tonight was a choice. He chose her in a situation where I needed him the most. I dragged my suitcase outside, the wheels clicking against the pavement like an aching heartbeat. The night air was colder than expected, brushing against my cheeks, drying the tears I hadn't realized were falling. I booked a ride home, sinking into the back seat, wrapping my arms around myself as if trying to keep all the fractured pieces from spilling out. When the car passed his neighborhood, my chest tightened. I imagined him there. Warm car, soft music, the glow of streetlights reflecting off his windshield as he drove her home. Maybe she was laughing. Maybe he smiled at her. Maybe she leaned a little too close and he didn't move away. Maybe he forgot, even for a moment, that he had a fiancée waiting at an airport with a canceled flight and a phone buzzing with unanswered messages. When I reached home, everything felt eerily quiet. The lights we had put up for our upcoming engagement ceremony twinkled faintly, mocking me. Each decoration told a story. A future house, future children, future promises. Promises he didn't know how to keep. My mother opened the door, her eyes widening when she saw me. She hugged me tightly, but I forced a smile. "Flight got changed," I said. "Long story. I didn't have the strength to explain. Not yet." Later, Lying in the darkness of my room, the ceiling fan spinning above me like a slow, unforgiving clock, I replayed the moment the message appeared. Your flight has been changed. 6 words that stripped away 6 months of denial. I turned my phone over and over, staring at the text Arm had sent after I hung up. Don't be upset, babe. I'll make it up to you. Make it up to me. He treated heartbreak like a late delivery. Just offer compensation and expect acceptance. And that's when it happened. That tiny, soft voice inside me, the one that had been silenced under layers of love, loyalty, and hope, finally spoke. This ends with you rising, not breaking. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't cry again either. Something steadier settled in my chest, something cold yet strangely clear. By morning, I had packed a small bag, not for the conference, not for running away, for walking into the engagement ceremony with a smile that hid everything he didn't know was coming. Because Arham thought I would wait. He thought I would stay. He thought I would accept being second in my own relationship. But he was wrong. The countdown had already begun. He thought the engagement party would trap me. That after months of lies, manipulation, and silence, I'd simply smile and slip on the ring he bought to shut me up. But when our families gathered, lights sparkling, music soft, cameras ready, he didn't know I had already packed my final card. And when I revealed it, his life didn't just unravel, it exploded. The hall was glowing when I arrived, my dupatta draped neatly, my jewelry shining under the warm lights. Everyone assumed I was nervous, shy, overwhelmed with emotions typical for a bride-to-be. They didn't know the calm on my face wasn't nervousness. It was resolve. My mother adjusted my bangles, smiling with that soft, hopeful look mothers get at their daughter's engagement. Arham is lucky, she whispered. He adores you. I simply nodded. Lies spoken by innocent lips never hurt. Only the lies spoken by the ones who know the truth do. People greeted me, hugged me, showered me with compliments. I smiled at them all. My smile was practiced, serene, the kind that revealed nothing. Inside, though, the storm was building. He arrived 30 minutes later, walking in with fake confidence, his family behind him and a bouquet in hand. His eyes searched the room until they landed on me. Relief washed over him. Of course he thought I'd come. Of course he thought I'd stay quiet. He always counted on my silence to protect him. He reached me with a smile too smooth to be real. You look beautiful, he said, leaning in as if to kiss my cheek, but I stepped back. Just a fraction. Not enough to draw attention, but enough for him to feel the shift. His smile faltered for a second. Sana dropped you home late last night? I asked quietly, my gaze fixed on his. His eyes widened just for a second. I told you, it was an emergency. I didn't ask for her story, I whispered, still smiling as a group of relatives approached us, congratulating us. I asked if she dropped you home late. He swallowed. I don't want to fight here. We're not fighting, I said softly. We're just getting started. Before he could respond, the lights dimmed slightly, and the host announced that the couple should come to the stage. People clapped. A soft, romantic song played. Phones rose in the air to record this special moment. I walked with him to the stage. Every step I took felt like walking toward the end of the girl I used to be, and toward the woman who'd finally learned her own worth. We stood in front of the entire hall, hundreds of eyes watching, waiting for him to slide the ring onto my finger. Arham held my hand, his grip tighter than usual, as if he sensed something was off. Don't do anything stupid, he whispered under his breath. We can talk later. I tilted my head, smiling sweetly. Why later? Why not now? Before he could stop me, I gently pulled my hand away, turned toward the guests, and took a small step forward. Thank you all for being here, I began, my voice calm and steady. The hall quieted instantly. Even the clinking of glasses stopped. Before we continue, I want to share something important. Arham stiffened beside me. His brother frowned. His mother's smile froze. My flight yesterday, I continued, did not get delayed or canceled. It was changed. By my fiancé. A murmur spread through the hall like a wave. Arham stepped closer, whispering urgently. Sana had an emergency. Don't embarrass me. I spoke louder. He changed my ticket so he could go pick up someone else. A woman he told me was just a friend. Every eye shifted to him. His jaw tightened. He tried to grab my wrist, but I gently pulled it back. The hall wasn't breathing, only watching. I stood alone at the airport last night, waiting for a man who promised to be my partner in life. But he was busy, I said, each word slicing the silence. Busy choosing someone else over me. Gasps. Shocked whispers. A few people shaking their heads. His father muttered something under his breath. Aram's face turned pale. Stop, you're overreacting. I laughed, soft, hollow. I thought so too. But I was wrong. I took out my phone. Arham, you forgot that your email syncs to my device, I said, unlocking it, and that the airline sends confirmation to both accounts. His eyes widened. Sana needed your help, I finished. Enough help that you could sabotage my plans? Enough help that you made me feel like a burden while she was a priority? I tapped my screen, and the message popped up on the hall's large display. My cousin had helped me connect it earlier. The email read, "Flight change successfully. Passenger Zunaira. Reason, will drop Sana. She's stuck again. She comes first. I'll handle Z later." Those last 3 words repeated like an echo in every corner of the hall. She comes first. Arham looked at the screen as if watching his own future shatter. People stared at him. Some judged, some pitied. His mother's face drained of color. His father clenched his jaw, embarrassed beyond measure. Arham stepped toward me, his voice desperate now. "Zunaira, please. You're misunderstanding everything." "Sana is..." "Exactly," I interrupted. "She's everything." "And I've been nothing. At least to you." I placed the ring box back into his hand, gently, almost tenderly. "You've made your choice long before this day," I said quietly. "Tonight, I'm making mine." I turned to the audience, my voice steady, my heart strangely light. "I will not marry a man who does not respect me. I will not marry a man who needs another woman more than he needs his own fiancée. And I will not build a future with someone who taught me, repeatedly, that I'd always come second." A few women clapped softly. Others nodded. My mother covered her mouth, tears slipping down. My father stared at me with fierce pride. I stepped down from the stage. Arham tried to follow, but his own father stopped him, grabbing his arm. "You humiliated us," he hissed. "Not her, us." But I didn't look back. For the first time in months, I felt the weight lift off my chest. Outside the hall, the cold breeze kissed my face, and the night sky looked bigger, freer, kinder. My cousin rushed after me, holding my bag. "You did the right thing," she whispered. "I did what I should have done the first time he chose her over me," I replied softly. I walked away from the building, each step lighter than the last. Arham had thought I would wait. He had thought I would stay. He had thought I would accept the humiliation. But he was wrong. He had destroyed the engagement without realizing it. I just signed the final line.